Hey guys, it's Sekaar, and today I'm going to be going over my Stamina Necromancer build for the Blackwood chapter. Before we get started, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel. It's free, and I'd appreciate it a lot. Alright, let's get started. First things first, the gear that we're going to be running is we're going to be running 5 Heartland Conqueror and 5 Daedric Trickery. And to start, we're going to be using a Heartland Conqueror Maul in the Nirnhone trait with the weapon damage glyph. So using a Maul is going to increase your pen, and having that Nirnhone trait is going to increase your weapon damage in general. So having Heartland Conqueror, this thing is going to double your weapon trait effectiveness. So you're basically getting 14% from the Nirnhone on purple, and it's going to be increased even more if you gold it out. Our back bar is going to be Critical Riposte. So this is only going to be a 2-piece set on your back bar, and you only use this for that 410 critical resistance on your back bar. And your traits are going to be Powered on your sword and Reinforced on your shield. And then I use these Drain Health Poisons to help with your healing, because deals 945 poison damage per second to your target and restores 897 health per second to you for 3.5 seconds. So having that little bit of extra sustain while also doing damage is really nice. So it gives you a bunch of extra healing on top of it. Our monster set is going to be Balorgs. It's going to be your head and shoulders, and your head is going to be heavy with the Prismatic Enchant and Impenetrable trait. And your shoulders are going to be medium, same thing with the Prismatic Enchant with Impen as well. Your chest piece is going to be Daedric Trickery, heavy, reinforced, also the Prismatic Enchant. Your waist piece is going to be Daedric Trickery medium with an Impen with just the Stamina Glyph. And exact same thing on your hands, medium Daedric Trickery, Stamina Glyph in Impen. Our legs were back to heavy because you're going to get the most amount of armor from that, and you're going to increase that to Reinforce instead of Impen. And also on this, you're going to be using the Prismatic Enchant. And then your boots, you're back to medium, and you're going to be using Daedric Trickery as well, Prismatic, and Impen. Then all 3 of your jewelry are going to be in the Triune trait for Heartland's Conqueror. I need to increase this to purple because I do like this build, so I want to increase this as much as possible. So all 3 of your enchantments are going to be in the weapon damage as well. Alright, next thing is our character sheet. We're going to be putting 64 points of stamina into our attributes. And we're going to be a Nord on this character. Either Nord or Imperial would work. I'm pretty sure Imperial might be a little bit better, but I do really like the tankiness of Nord. Being Imperial would help you a lot more with your sustain in general, though. Your Mundus is going to be the Serpent to increase your stamina recovery. And the food that you're going to be running is the Dubious Cameron Throne to increase your health and maximum stamina and get that stamina recovery as well. And then your skills, you're going to be using as your main spammable for your damage is going to be Dizzying Swing. This is going to be what you're going to be using as your main source of damage. This and Blast Bones. Your Blast Bones hits really hard, and if you combo that with your Dizzy Swing, you're going to be hitting people really hard. You're going to be chunking their health bars. Camo Hunter to increase your weapon critical. This is going to help you hit harder, so getting that minor berserk on your character is definitely going to be a plus to your stats. Rally, getting that major brutality and minor endurance to get your weapon damage up and your stamina recovery up is also going to help your sustainability and increase your damage as well. And you get a nice chunky heal at the end of this to help you in certain situations. It's really nice. I definitely recommend Rally on this build. Blast Bones, a lot of people don't know this, but Blast Bones has the exact same tooltip as Dawnbreaker. So if you look at this, the tooltip is 13k damage. And if you look at Dawnbreaker as well, it's the exact same thing, 13k. So you have a spammable that's basically a Dawnbreaker going out every, 3 seconds basically. So use these Blast Bones on cooldown. You're going to be hitting people so hard. And then Executioner as well. This is going to be what you're going to be finishing every kill off with. It's the best way to get a quick little animation in while securing your kills. And then Dawnbreaker is your ultimate. It's the best stamina ult in the game, and having this on your front bar is going to definitely increase your damage by having those Fighter's Guild passives, and also it's just a very good ultimate to have in general. And then on your back bar, you're going to be using Mortal Coil. So this is going to be an extended vigor over time. So if you have a corpse, say something like you put your armor down, and it'll create a corpse over time. Once you attach your coil to it, you're going to be getting 17.6k healing over 12 seconds. So that roughly equates to about 1 point something k healing every second, and that's just amazing for the health. So if you look at this, you just apply it to any corpse right there, and you're just going to get those heals for 12 seconds. And it's just so nice to be able to help with your sustain. Expunge and Modify. Either morph of this is good. I don't think either one would be bad to use. I just prefer this to help your resources, because having that, whenever you remove negative effects, you get that 500 magic and stamina back. It's just, that's going to help your sustain out so much, and you're going to be able to just kite around and just not lose resources at all. The other one's good when it removes 4 negative effects instead, but I just prefer this one personally. Resolving Vigor. Who doesn't love this skill? It's the best stamina heal in the game, so keep this on all your stamina builds. I highly recommend it for future references. Spirit Guardian. This is an amazing skill. It's going to be 10% mitigated damage, so it's going to transfer all the damage, or 10% of the damage that you take, to the Spirit Guardian instead, and it also gives you a little bit of heal over time. Definitely use that. And on top of that, the passive that this gives, all the way at the bottom, having that active, it's going to increase your stamina and magicka recovery by 200. Definitely keep that out at all times to increase your tankiness and your survivability. And your Summoner's Armor, I like this more rather than the other one, because the other one gives people free CC immunity, and this one reduces the cost of both your Spirit Mender and your Blast Bones. So having those cheap abilities, it's really nice to on your resources, so that you can just use your management for other things instead. And then back bar, I use Ravenous Goliath. I love this ult because you can just see you can just see people get so mad when you use this, and I love to just mess with people. So having this ultimate on your back bar is like a, why not, just help reset kind of situation, is absolutely amazing. I love it. All right, and on to our CP. For our blue tree, our 4 main slottables are going to be Resilience, Untamed Aggression, Duelist Rebuff, and Master at Arms. I personally like having these 2 defensive ones, the Resilience and Duelist Rebuff. Those are my 2 best defensive ones in the game right now, in my opinion. And then having the Untamed Aggression is going to increase your weapon damage in general, so that's nice. And then Master at Arms, I just think this is also one of the better damage CPs that you can have right now. And then slot the rest of your CP accordingly. For this build, definitely try and focus on Tireless Discipline, and then having things into stuff like this, like Quick Recovery, Elemental Aegis, and Hardy is going to help. But also, more importantly, having stuff into Piercing, Battle Mastery, and Mighty is going to help a lot as well. So just fill it out accordingly. I know not everybody has the same amount of CP, so just do your best with this. In the red tree, we're going to be using as our 4 main slottables Boundless Vitality, Ironclad, Rejuvenation, and Peace of Mind. I think I use these 4 slottables on every single one of my builds. These are my 4 favorite without a doubt. There are some other good ones in here, but these are just the 4 that I always end up going with every time. Then same thing, just use the CP accordingly. Not all of it's necessary. Like something like Mystic Tenacity is not too important, because you don't need to reduce the duration of status effects on you because you have a free purge. So that's probably the least important thing on this build. So just kind of fill it out around that, and then if you have extra CP, just fill it in at the end. Then onto our green tree. This one isn't as important, but there are still some important things in it. Something like Rationer is very important, and Liquid Efficiency is very important. I also have Plentiful Harvest and War Mount. Those 2 aren't too important for PvP. I just have them because why not? But also what's really important is to have Breakfall on your build. I have that on all my PvP builds. Reducing that fall damage taken is a lifesaver, trust me. Keep this on all your builds. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I really, really, really do appreciate it. And if you want to see this build live in action, you can catch me live at twitch.tv/Sekaar. Alright guys, until next time, later.